young world. So believe it or not, one thing that I actually do know a lot about is love, Joker. I know a lot about love. Been in a few long relationships. Never been in a good relationship, but I've been in a few relationships. One thing I can tell you about love is that the first thing that there is to know about love, two people have to have the same idea of what love is and at the same time in order for it to work. Somebody might genuinely love you from what they understand love to be. They might wholeheartedly love you from their perspective of love, but you might not feel it. You might not believe it because it's a different interpretation of what love is to you. So two people have to have the same idea of what love is and at the same time. That's important. People who process information the same way may not come to the same conclusion at the same time. Maybe one person is at a different point in their life that the other person ain't at. Maybe one day they'll be there and they have the same idea of what love is, and maybe every now and then little hints of it come through and little things flash through, and they kind of understand each other, but it's not fully there yet because maybe one person ain't at the right spot yet. So that's the first thing about love you need to understand. The second thing is that you can't change people. People do not change, at least not according to other people's timeline. People do change. Like me, I made a lot of changes in my life with a lot of things. If you knew me when I was 15, 20, 25, early 30s, I'm a totally different person now than I was then. You wouldn't even believe I'm the same person that I am then. Who is this Joker here? Because it's not the same Joker from back to 15, 20 years ago. So people do change, but just not on other people's timeline. You can't change people. Other thing about love is that nobody can steal the person you love or who loves you away from you except them. I don't care what a person has, what a person comes with, money, beauty, luxuries, resources, no matter what it is, a person can't take the person you're with unless that person wants to go. A lot of people spend too much time worrying about if the person that they're with is cheating on them or trying to catch them doing dirt or trying to, you know what I'm saying, always thinking something's up. Some of that comes from guilty conscience. Some of it comes from history of them being in bad relationships themselves, you know what I'm saying? Some of it comes from trust problems, stuff like that. But believe it or not, if you take all the energy that you take into trying to catch somebody cheating and listen to what they tell you that they need from you and what they want from you, and put all that energy into what they tell you that they want and need, I guarantee you the person is not going to cheat on you, because if you're in tune and in touch with what they're telling you they want and need, you'll be giving them what they need from you. They don't have to go find it somewhere else. And if they do, then you know for a fact that this is a waste of your time. You can move on with a clear conscience and a clear head. If you made it 100% attempt to give this person what they're telling you that they need from you, or not giving them what they're telling you that they don't need from you. You know what I'm saying? If you with somebody for years and they're telling you got to stop doing this, or you can't be doing that, or I need you to do this, or I need you to do that. If you really care about the person also, the best thing you can do for yourself is to at least give it 100% try to see if they're bluffing or see if they're bullshitting. That way you can have a clear conscience if and when it don't work. Follow me, Joker. At the end of the day, when feelings are involved, when emotions are involved, one thing I learned is that you cannot half-step when your heart is involved in something. You owe it to yourself to be 100% when you're in a relationship if your heart is involved. But one thing I learned, one thing that happened to me, I grew up, I never knew what love was until I got my heart broke at like 25 years old, I think it was, 25, somewhere around there. I never even knew love was even real. I thought love was a joke. I seen love on TV, heard it in songs, to hear jokers talk about their love, see jokers do crazy. But to me, it never actually connected. It never registered that it was something that really existed until it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened to me, it was immediately followed by a heartbreak. I was awoken to what love was, immediately followed heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was a devastating type of situation. What the hell's going on now? Police roadblock backed up. It's always something. I tell you, guys, there's always gotta be something. Anyway, you owe it to yourself to listen and try to adjust to the person you're with. Because when you're with somebody, you're no longer by yourself. That means you have to make a conscious effort to listen and understand this other person, and you are responsible to try to give them what they're telling you that they need. Now, if you do that and you're not getting reciprocated from it, then yeah, you don't keep doing that. Then you resort to, all right, I'm just in a business relationship. Everybody wants to be in a real relationship, but that's usually unrealistic nowadays. So 9 times out of 10, people are in business-only relationships. Yeah, you still have sex. Yeah, there might be some intimacy involved. There might be some emotions involved still and stuff like that. But if you're smart enough, you're going to look at it only as business, because nobody should be giving somebody else their all if they're not getting their all back. Of course, you know what I'm saying? That would just be plain dumb and stupid. Nobody deserves to do that. But at the end of the day, you got to survive, you got to maintain, you got to strive. So sometimes the best thing is to have somebody in your corner with you on your side as a business thing. Also, if you're with somebody like that, you're having sex, you're not running around with other people, keeping your sex life in the house, you know what I'm saying? Not doing too much other stuff. So it's healthier for you. But you have to do that, you have to be able to be a person that is able to trick your mind into loving somebody enough or caring about somebody enough to caring about a person enough that you're still allowing them to be that person in your life to take up your time. Because at the end of the day, the person's still taking your time. But if you live with somebody, whether your emotions are on it or not, or really into it, or love is there or not, this person is still getting your time. You know what I'm saying? Life is short. You're giving a person 5-10 years of your life. That's a big chunk of your life. So you gotta be able to juggle, you know what I'm saying, being there to get what you feel you need from a relationship, and still dealing with that person, and also not allowing yourself to get too caught up with, to where you're going to be. I mean, of course you can't. Nobody can. If you see if somebody cheats on you or somebody else, of course you're going to be bothered in some kind of way. But you got to keep a distance in between you and that person, which is a BS relationship / business relationship. You know what I'm saying? But when your emotions are involved 100% and you think that you're a person that wants to be with somebody for real, you can't play no games when you're doing something like that. If somebody tell you something year after year over and over that they need you to start doing or stop doing, it's your obligation to either start doing it or stop doing it, or bounce, or play the business relationship thing. But when you're playing the business relationship thing, you're supposed to be able to keep your emotions in check. You're supposed to be able to keep yourself in check. You're supposed to not be able to, if you see something you don't like, you're supposed to be able to contain it. Even if it bothers you, you're still not supposed to flip out about it and cause trouble, because what more could you expect from the universe? You're only giving out, you're only going to get back what you put out. The universe ain't going to compensate you with more than you are giving to another person. It don't work like that. And as long as you feel like it works like that, you're going to always get the short end of the stick, because when the stuff hits the fan, you're going to be emotionally unrest. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, some people are better off not being in a relationship. You might not a lot of people don't even realize it about themselves, but sometimes you're better off not even being in a relationship. Take my mom for instance. My mom been single for, damn, Joker, like 30 years, 25, about 25, 30 years she been single. My mom has always took care of herself, whether she has somebody or not. She has always strived, you know what I'm saying, accomplished a lot, successful, retired now, still got her health. But she tell you, I don't need nobody nor want nobody. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I like to have friends I hang out with from time to time, spend some time, come over, Joker, okay, now it's time for you to go. Or we go out to eat, spend some time like that, do whatever, okay, Joker, it's time for you to leave. That's what my mom would tell you. That's how she is, and it has worked for her for all these years, and she's been perfectly happy. Sometimes you don't always need to be with somebody. You got to understand if you're a person that's capable of being in a relationship. Because one thing about a relationship is that it takes a lot of your time. If you're with somebody for 5-10 years, you gave somebody that much time in your life. you owe it to yourself to try to be as genuine as possible, or to do what you can do, because this is your life we talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is your time. This is, you only get this one shot at life. You start being with somebody at 30 years old, now you're 40, and you break up with somebody, that's a big part, that's a quarter of your life that's gone. Not to say that you didn't learn anything from it, you know what I'm saying? Always there's a learning opportunity. There's always something to learn, and see if you learn something, there's always, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at everything. I try to look at everything. I never lose, I either win or I learn. You know what I'm saying? That's how I try to look at it. And sometimes you might be with somebody, you might be with a person who you think you're supposed to be with, but in reality, that's only to prepare you for the next person or for the next step in your life. It might not even be a person. It might be a job opportunity. It might be a business venture. It might be a partnership. It might be a move in your life. It might be getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, do something totally different. You might have needed that to go through that for the next thing you're about to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always about relationships and love and stuff like that. You got to find, because a lot of the times you'll end up being with a person that is just like you, but not is just like you, but also the things you don't like about yourself are going to be in this other person. You might not realize that until after a while. You be like, damn, this person is a reflection of me, because I need to see how to deal with myself by dealing with this person. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fix some stuff within myself by seeing it through this person that I can't stand, or this person that I'm not getting along with. Because a lot of the times you can only identify things that you are, real, believe it or not. Even if the manifestation of what it is looks totally different than what you would do, or looks totally different than what you would say or how you would react, the core of it, a lot of times you can only identify what it is at the core, because at the core it is the same thing that you are at the core. It just might not manifest into material the same way as yours does. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm gonna give for now. I got a lot more to say about love and relationships. I've been through a lot with love and relationships. I've been through all type of journeys, all type of stuff you couldn't even imagine. But I'm gonna leave it there for now, because I ain't gonna talk too long, because I don't know if this is gonna get views or not. I ain't gonna be sitting around talking about love if people ain't gonna be watching it. So I'll do this one out there to see what happens. If jokers like it, I'll keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta, and you can ask me questions. I call myself a love doctor, because trust me, I got the answers for the problem that you're going through with love. I guarantee you I do. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. If jokers watch it or like it, I'll keep making more. But if not, then I won't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be messing around on YouTube like that if it ain't whatever. But that's about it. Everybody have a good day.